Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hello, everybody. Good evening, good evening. Just waiting for you guys to come in. Good evening, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everybody. Hey there, is it Shataya? Shataya, hi, Miss Shataya. Hi, Telsha, how are you? I miss you too. Hello, good evening, everybody. Hi there, Sydney. Oh, it was awesome. How was your weekend, sir? Hi, Renisha. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Teresa. How are you doing? How are you guys doing? Hopefully, you guys had an awesome week. Hey, Shane. How are you doing? Hi, Mimi. How are you doing? Welcome. Hi, Miss Felicia. How are you doing? It's un- unapologetically dope. How are you doing? That was a tongue twister. How are you doing? Welcome, you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you guys had a awesome Easter last week, and I think today is Orthodox Easter. I think it is. Hi, Mary. Is it Marianne? Hi, Marianne. How are you doing? Gustafson. Hi, Macy. How are you doing? Nice to see you again. Well, I can't see you, but I see the little purple you. Hi, SH. How are you? Hi, Felicia. Hi, SH. Hi, JW. How are you doing? Hi, Creole Latte. I like that. Where are you from? You from Louisiana? It was okay until the narc texted me that she filed for divorce and wanted me to meet up with her aunt for what? Right? From Argentina. Oh, wow. Argentina's in the house. Hi, Mariana. Argentina is in the house. Getting stronger with the videos. That's why I'm telling my hey, Soaring Feather. That's one of my narc busters. So you guys need help. She is here to kill a troll. Hi, Renisha. You've been waiting to catch me live. How are you? Oh, Louisiana? How did I know? The Creole Latte. How are you? Hi, Miss Shirley, my diva. That's the matriarch of our program. You guys say hello, Miss Shirley. How are you doing? I'm going to meet you one day, Miss Shirley. I'm coming to Dallas. Got to visit my family, so I'm going to let you know when I'm there. Getting better, good. I'm going to answer some questions in just a second, okay? Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Lenora. How are you? Hi, Bobby. Had my oldest daughter pass away, and that's when he decided to discard me. I'm so sorry, Bobby. I am so sorry, and I send my condolences for your loss. I send my condolences to you. She left it off, said bye, so I blocked it. That's why I'm saying bye, Felicia. Hey, Nat. How are you doing? How are you guys doing? Oh, thank you. First live, Miami, Florida. That's what I'm talking about. Your first live, Mimi? Well, welcome. Well, thank you so much. I usually open it up so you guys can ask me questions. Someone on Miss Telsha said, hi, Miss Shirley. Hi, Christine. You new? Well, welcome. I've helped you. I am so honored. I am so glad. I'm so glad you're finding something that's going to help you guys. Not all videos are for everybody. Hi from Chicago. Oh, thank you. You getting better? Yes. If you guys need any help, we got any trolls, let Just Be Real know. She is one of my moderators, and then I'm waiting for TMG to come on. Hi, Sonia. Hi, Just Queenie. Hi, Luba. How are you? Well, thank you. How are you guys doing? Welcome. Got this bright light over here in my face, trying to make sure that it lights up the camera. How are you guys doing? So before we go into the questions, the Nursing Chronicles with Monique. That's what I'm talking about. You and Miss Sadler are the bomb. Oh, that's my mom. Hi, Nancy from Seattle. Yep, that is my mother. That is my spiritual leader. That is my mentor, my pastor. Love that lady. My videos are helpful. You know, hold on, let's see. You said, Mr. Sidney said one of the videos helped me when you said, you know the truth, but it's hard to accept reality. That is very, very true. Yes, it is. Yeah, that is true. Hey, Shara, how are you? How are you guys? Okay, so before we start, let me say this. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Somebody else said the blue looked good on me. I'm going to have to start wearing some blue. My favorite color is black, so I'm going to start wearing some blue. And Bobby said, give me just a minute, okay? Before I start with the questions, give me just a minute, okay? You've been watching my videos, learned so much. in the past few days being discarded at the moment. You stay strong, Lenora. Stay strong, okay? Not that great. Let's see. Boy, you guys come on and just start talking, huh? You've been following me since I had about 47 followers. Let me ask you something, SH. How well I'm doing. Oh, thank you. You're doing good. See, look at you. Hi, Dinah. Check this essay. Who was it? Let me ask this question. There was somebody. Thank you. Thank you so much. You want to back up a little bit so you can see it? There you go. That's Tracy Lynn jewelry. And the earrings to go with it. You hanging in there too? You look nice with my hair down. Very feminine. Thank you. Girl, what you saying? I look masculine with my bun on top of my head? I'm military. I like wearing, I'm old military, so I like wearing my hair in a bun. So I try to let it, well, I let this down. Next week, it might be something different. So work with me. I used to be a hairdresser. Thank you, Miss Teresa. Well, let me ask you a question. I've been thinking about this person, and I do not recall who it was. I don't know if it was just Queenie. I don't remember. I do not recall who it was. I had either 10 or 67 viewers at the time, subscribers at the time. And it was somebody, thank you, Miss Shirley. And there was someone, I remember they either inboxed me, and I remember at that particular time, I had just got started. And so I didn't have very many videos. I had done a few videos. You know, I didn't have a lot of people that were here at that particular time, but somebody sent me an email, and I cannot recall who it was. And the person said, hello, Dr. Bryant. I know you don't have very many followers. I want you to know that we're listening. Please continue to upload the videos, continue doing the videos, but we're here and we're listening. Who was it that said that? Hi, David. Who was it who said that? I want to know who said that. It was somebody who said that, and I want you to know that you really encouraged me. See, while I'm encouraging you guys, that person really, you guys really encourage me, because sometimes I'm tired. Sometimes I don't feel like recording. I just tell you the truth. Come on, let's keep it real. Sometimes I just don't feel like coming on. Sometimes I'm tired. Sometimes I have a lot of clientele. And so I sit down. Of course not you, just often. Thank you, Miss Shara. But sometimes I'm tired. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes I'm tired. Sometimes I have a lot of clients, and especially when you're a trauma professional, you deal with a lot of high energy people that are really, really hurt. And so, hi there, Miss Care Bear or Mr. Care Bear. I'm not sure who. You're new to the channel. Thank you for being here. They unboxed me. Let me see. Very feeling safe. But hey there, Ruby L. How are you, sir? Hi, Miss Vanessa. Miss Care Bear. Okay, Miss Care Bear. That is so cute. I like that. Well, thank you so much, Jeanette. But somebody sent me that message. I want you guys to know that you be surprised, because sometimes was it USH? But somebody unboxed me. You may inbox me. I think they did inbox me. And they said it. I think it was privately. But I want you guys to know that a lot of times, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'm tired. Sometimes I have people in that have high energy. They're suicidal. Well, thank you, Miss Brenda. You know, sometimes people are suicidal. Sometimes I have a lot of you know, people when they're hurting, you know, there's a lot of drama going on in their life. I mean, you know, people, and you got to remember, I'm a trauma professional. And so a lot of times I'm tired. You know, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I don't feel like coming on. Sometimes I sit in front of the chair and I have to get my thoughts together to come on. But I'm going to let you guys know, you know, the comments that you guys make. I am human. You're right. You know, and you guys be surprised, because as I encourage you guys encourage me. So when you guys are commenting, when you guys are letting, hey, Miss Clara, when you guys are letting me know that these videos are helping you, and how you guys are learning, yeah, they'll wear your mind out. They sure will. I won't let nobody wear my mind out. Now, you've been with a narcissist, you can withstand any kind of storm. Once you get through it, you can withstand any kind of storm. But sometimes you're just tired, and you know, I come on, and when I read you guys, is, you know, a lot of times, hey, from New Zealand. But a lot of times when I come on, you know, reading you guys is when you guys are leaving me messages, when you guys are inboxing me and sharing your stories, and you're letting me know that it's helping, you know, it is helping you That's what encourages me to come on. That's what get me excited about coming on and researching. When you guys share your pain, and I hear you, I hear you when you guys are sharing your pain and you're hurting, sometimes people get really ugly. And if you get really ugly, and you have something nasty to say, or if you're attacking people that are on here, I'll block you, because I do safeguard the people that are on. Have I ever makeup junkie? Have I ever dealt with a narcissist? Now, come on. I'm gonna let you answer that question. Why would I know so much about a narcissist? And I'm telling you guys about a narcissist, and I'm helping you guys through it, and you're receiving information from me for me not to have dealt with a narcissist. Absolutely, I have dealt with a narcissist for probably up to 25 years, almost 25 years, almost 25 years. Was married for 20, together for 22. Technically speaking, they're not really with you. But yes, I was with a narcissist, a cerebral, somatic narcissist. Absolutely. I was with one. Do I recommend exposing a narc or not? If you want to fight on your hand, go ahead. You think you're hurting now. If you expose that narc, if you want to, you be ready to fight. So let me, you guys, hey, Miss Kamira. So let me make this comment before we start with the questions. 25 years too, see? And remember, there are a lot of 24-month celebration, no contact. Go ahead, Miss Ivana. Okay, I'm gonna answer the question in just a minute, okay? But there was someone that I was going to address, but I didn't come on. Sounds like the thing I was married to. It was thing number one. Hi, Miss Addie's mom. But there was someone I wanted to address before we start with the questions and answers. Okay. Somebody said that the hardest part that they were going through at this particular time is that they couldn't forgive themselves. Well, number one, remember that when you got with the narcissist, it wasn't like the narcissist was honest with you, male or female alike. So it wasn't like they honestly, you two were honestly getting to know each other, because everything was a facade, everything was a lie. You were bamboozled, you were hoodwinked, you were lied to, and so you were tricked into the relationship. You were literally tricked into the relationship. And so being tricked into a relationship, and later on that mask falling off, and you realizing that what kind of person you have, your thoughts were always to try to get, you wanted the person that you met in the very beginning. Well, the person that you met in the very beginning is non-existent. They were an actor, they were an actress, and they were acting a part. They looked at you and they had to figure out what part they needed to play with you, and they played a part to get you in. And so when you finally decided, or whatever way it happened, whether you discarded or whether they discarded, and you left, you realize what you were dealing with, and it's almost it's unbelievable. It's like there's no possible way that this individual could be like this. Yeah, I woke up, but there's no possible way that a human being can be like this. And a lot of you are finding out that this human being can actually be like this. They're a person, but it's like they have no soul. They don't have empathy. They don't have compassion. They don't have the ability to bond with people. They don't feel what you feel, and you will project your feelings on them. You project goodness on them while they project their evilness on you. And so you assume that they have qualities like you do, and they don't. They do not have qualities like you do. And so the sad part about it is when you get out of the situation, the biggest thing is that you don't forgive yourself for the mistake that was made. Well, how did you know whether you were making the mistake? Hey, though, Renzo, is it Renzo? How are you doing? But you can't beat yourself up for something that you have no idea that you were getting into. Let's go ahead and take care of you. Let's go on and take care of you. But there we go. Doing too much. But you are beating yourself up for something that you had no knowledge of. You had no knowledge of. You did not know what you were getting yourself into. So to the young lady that said that she's having a hard time forgiving herself, all of us, hey, just be real. glad you. That's another narc buster right there. So if you guys need help, is soaring feather, just be real, and then we waiting for TMG. These, if you guys have any problems with trolls on here, you guys get them. That's my team right there. But you guys don't beat yourself up. It's different if you made a mistake because you knew what you were doing, but you got into a relationship with a person that tricked you into the relationship. If you get tricked into a relationship, that's not fair game. So you can't beat you. And of course they're gonna make you feel bad, and when you step back, sometimes your family has gotten hurt, your children has gotten hurt, and that is the hard part. That is the hard part, to look back and your children or have suffered at the hands of the narcissist as well, but you didn't know. You didn't even know what you were looking for. You know now. And a lot of you, check this out. A lot of you, this is not your first narcissist. You said you got tricked. That's right. You got tricked. I can't forgive myself. Feel so stupid. Ludmila, there is no reason for you to feel stupid because you were tricked into the situation. It's different if you had, if they were honest with you and they told you exactly what you were getting into, but they weren't even honest with you, And the thing about it is now, we've gotten involved with these individuals, and I guarantee you, the majority of all the people that came out of these relationships, I guarantee you, they felt the same way. Some people are different economic statuses, different walks of life, and yet all of us can say we experienced almost the exact same thing. Yeah, most people didn't know a narcissist existed until they broke up with them and they started researching. Ludmila, you have no reason to feel stupid. You have no reason to not forgive yourself. I know that everybody is not a believer, meaning a Christian or a believer of Christ. I understand that, and I'm very respectful. Hey, TMG, there she goes. There go my girl. Now we're ready to start busting some trolls, right? So all three of the people are here. They're ready. So if you guys have any problem with trolls over here on YouTube, let them know. They're going to get them for you. But listen, I know, and I respect everybody's belief system. Everybody has a different belief system. We're from all different walks of life. Think about this. We're from all different walks of life. We're from all different spiritual beliefs or religious belief systems. We're from different parts of the country. Think about it. We have New Zealand. We have Canada, we have Australia, we have Europe, we have Brazil, we have Mexico, we all come from all different walks. So you got Argentina on here. You have all these different people up here, right? But guess what is the common thing that we all have? All of us have been through narcissist abuse. If you've never been in a narcissist relationship, 9 times out of 10, you probably won't be on my channel. But if you've never been in a narcissist relationship, you probably had a narcissistic boss, a friend, some leader somewhere. Now, the one thing that I say is, I know that all of us are of different belief systems, and you guys know I confess my faith. I am a Christian. I am a believer. I'm a believer of Jesus Christ. And so one of the things that I'll give you, and for those of you that are not believers, just take the principle out of what I say. In the Bible, it tells you, God said to forgive, to forgive, right? And the way that he forgives you, you got to fear. And most of us are not going to forgive that way. We're trying to, right? We're trying. But he's telling you he says that I forgive you. When you ask for forgiveness, I forgive you. Then you're supposed to turn around and forgive the other person. Well, there's one person that you're forgetting to forgive. When he said forgive, he also included you. It was all inclusive. And the problem that we have is we can forgive other people. We know he's forgiven us, but we won't forgive ourselves. And so you have to forgive your own self. Now take the principle out of that. It is hard to forgive. It is hard to forgive. Yes, it is, especially because they were so insidious. And then the thing about it is many of you guys who have children by these individuals, a lot of you that have children, they continue to hoover you and abuse you by proxy through your children. So they will abuse you through your kids. They'll do things purposely through the kids. They're not thinking about the kids. They're thinking about you. And so they will abuse you by proxy through those children, especially if you go no contact. And then the problem is that you got to keep forgiving them and keep forgiving them and keep forgiving them so your heart doesn't get hard and that you don't do anything that's out of character for you. But think about it. They even cause you to act out of character. You're not even that type of person. Yeah, they're insidious. Exactly. They're insidious. And the thing about it is they will cause you a sweet, innocent, well, I'm not gonna say all of us are innocent, but a sweet individual, just a person with a nice individual. They will cause you to act out of character, trying to go after them because you would have had it up to here with them. And so you just go after them full blown, want to hit them with a car, run them over, cuss them out, and half y'all don't even cuss. Well, some of y'all do because I read your comments, you know. But you guys have to remember that do not put yourself on the level of a narcissist because they're pulling you down on their level. You bring them up to your level. An eagle has no natural enemies unless they get sick, right? So an eagle, in order to escape their enemy, they go into a higher altitude than the enemy, than the bird that's chasing them, right? 9 times out of 10, what'll happen is, and some of you guys know that there have been eagles found at the height of aircraft. And so, and eagles, their lungs expand big enough where they can go into thin air, or into, you know, where there's a thin air where the average bird will die. So natural predators, they don't have natural predators, like I said, unless they get sick. And so anytime a eagle is chased, all they got to do is take them up to a certain height and collapse their lungs. You guys got to take a narcissist to a height and collapse their lungs. The height is make them irrelevant, go no contact, you know, make them irrelevant in your life and focus on your own healing. Because once you focus on your own healing, and once you truly heal, like I said in one of those videos, I said they could come and lick the window if they want to, and it will not bother you. They will show up. But ladies and gentlemen, kings, queens, sisters and brothers from different misters and mothers, listen, it takes time. It takes time. Some of you guys are fresh in the discard. Some of you guys are discarding. Some of you guys are working on the no contact. And you keep breaking the no contact. You keep going to their social medias. You're wondering, do they love the new supply more than they love me? Go watch my video. Have they changed for the new supply? No, they have not. There are 2 people on here that actually admitted, and I thank you so much. One was a woman and one was a man. And both of them admitted that they was secondary supply. 9 times out of 10, to become primary supply, you were probably secondary supply first, because they're not going to just leave a primary supply without having a secondary supply in place. Then they'll discard the primary supply, and then they'll take the secondary supply and make them, I know, right, on the window, but they'll make that secondary supply, you know, when they're discarding, they found a good secondary supply, and then they graduate the secondary supply into the primary supply. So a lot of you were the side chicks and the side dudes, and you graduated into the primary role, and then you got discarded. And so the same thing that they did, and then 2 of the individuals on here, it was a gentleman and it was a female. Both of them said that they were the secondary supply. And then they end up being primary, but they were the secondary supply. And so for you guys that are asking the question, do they love the secondary supply more than they love the new supply? Do they care about the new supply, or do they treat them better than they treated me? You got 2 individuals on here that actually said no. So there you go. There go your answer. I'm going to keep it real, y'all. I was a secondary supply turned into a primary supply. Did they treat me any better? Absolutely not. Matter of fact, it was worse for me than it was for the first supply. And now now there's another supply. They're gone with another supply. I already know she's catching hell. Come on, I'm just keeping it real. I already know, because I know how this person operates. I know how this person operates. So I already know that they tried. They didn't perfect the game with me. I had to discard, but they got with this new source of supply. I already know, and everybody who knows me and knows them know. So a lot of the people that are on here know, and they know that she's going through. She just don't know that we know what we know, that she don't know. Does that make sense? You know? Does that make sense, you guys? So, all right. So let's start with the questions. Okay, you guys come on, ask me some questions. Because like I always say, I'm not going to stay long. That's why I didn't talk long this time. But I'm going to open it up for questions, and I will be getting off so I can go to sleep. But we know. That's right, just real, but we know. So let's see. I'm all about Jesus. Go ahead, Jeanette. That's what I'm talking about. I'm keeping it real. That's right. Hey, Buzzing Bee, how are you doing? Came over as a friend, never left. There you go. See? They just superimpose themselves in people's lives. Forgiveness freezes. It does. And come on, but we have to be honest with ourselves. Sometimes it's just hard. It is. It is hard. Miss Addie said, Miss Carmen making me laugh. I try to make you guys laugh. Makeup Junkie said, is it normal to love and miss a narc? Absolutely. Absolutely, especially in the very beginning when you're going, those people that have ever been addicted to drugs, and Todd is not here. I don't see him on here, but he actually said that he used to be a heroin addict. But even when you are trying to stop drug addictions, when you're trying to get out of a drug addiction, you crave the drug, and so you crave the narc. Yeah. Your whole body, your hormones, your dopamine levels, your oxytocin, everything is responding. That's where the trauma bonding came in. The trauma bonding got you addicted to this narcissist. And so you are probably going through withdrawals. Absolutely. Let's see. Harriet said, my ex narc wants to be friends. Is that a good idea? No, absolutely not. You need a ex narc as a best friend, like you need a hole in your head. Absolutely not. Ex narc was a meth addict. See? Oh, Mimi said no. There you go. Glenda said no, no, no. Renisha says same here. Absolutely not. Shara said, I found myself going to a dark place with my narc, especially when it comes to arguing. Cut it off. Hey, Elvis. Who was that? That was... We got a little troll here, so let's go ahead and hide this troll. There we go. We had a troll. And the troll is gone. So now I got to get back to all... There we go. I know. It was a troll. Soul ties. Oh, yeah. Think about what a soul is. A soul is your emotions. Your soul is your thought. Your soul is your emotions, your thought, and of course, when you have a soul tie, it's like you're addicted to another person. Your soul is tied to another person. So that is a soul tie. You got to break that soul tie. Sydney said, I told my narc, thank you, but no thank you. I already have enough friends. There you go. My ex-narc is shaming my children. That's it, Frank. That's exactly what they do too. That's exactly what they do. Is it Raycon? Raycon? Hopefully I didn't mess that up. Are they ever interested in us for real at the start, or were they just looking for a prey? They were just looking for fuel. They don't care about people in general, period. They look for people for fuel. You have something that they want: status, money, personality, friends, a good job. There's something that they want from you. They want to emulate you. They want to be you. And when they realize they idolize you, just like a star, you see a star on television, you idolize them like they have no faults until you find out when they come out the bathroom, they stink. Then you're mad. But they're human beings just like anybody else. And so a narcissist does not try to get into a relationship for a relationship. There is no such thing as a relationship for a narcissist. They get in because you have something that they want. And they want that, and they need fuel. They need fuel. And some of it is long-term fuel. Long-term fuel. Until you find out, then they discard you. Why does the narc always say you're negative? Because they're deflecting. They project themselves on you. So anything that's good about you, they'll take your qualities and then they'll project their bad qualities on you. How you deal with a narc coworker? Well, it depends on the type of job you have. Do you have a type of job that you can ignore them, go no contact with them, keep them away from you so they can make their own mistakes? Because if they start making mistakes, you can report them. So it just kind of depends on what kind of job you have. He told I want to be like you now. I'm afraid. He wants to be like you now? Well, that's their whole thing. They always try to be like you. They mirror you, and you fall in love with yourself. Let's see. Simply Tosh. YRA. Okay, you didn't finish that. Value then devalue, emulate my whole life and ideas. Yup, that's exactly what they do. They don't have their own personality. They just mimic, they mirror. That's all they do. Is it normal to walk away with no feelings or emotions and can care less about it? Most of you guys, when you've had enough, when you finally had enough, a lot of you walk away and could care less because you've been hurt so much that that's it. You're done with it and you move on. That's a good thing. Do narc end lonely in the end? If you go watch my video, The Aging Narcissist, a lot of them do end up alone and miserable and bitter and ugly because as they get older, you got to remember that that a narcissist, a lot of them, like for example, the Somatic narcissists, they depend on their charm, they depend on their beauty or their appearance and everything. And as they get older, if you go look at that, I said that most of them age horribly because they can't use that charismatic, their charisma anymore. They can't use their looks anymore. They're not beautiful people anymore. And so a lot of they don't have the same effect anymore. They do not have the same effect like they used to anymore, and people don't pay them any attention. They have no respect for them, and a lot of them end up lonely and miserable and ugly. Let's see. Miss Shirley said Pastor R.C. Blakes has such a good information, soul ties from a spiritual perspective. Yeah, he's a good teacher. Mimi said, how do you break trauma bond? It's been 2 years and still feel broken. Mimi, you need to get into counseling. You need to find a trauma professional or a DV counselor. And a lot of them do not understand narcissist abuse because a lot of them, they're learning now, and a lot of them don't know. And so, what I do recommend is getting into find one that specializes in trauma professionals, or for those of you that deal with a lot of anxiety and post traumatic stress, find someone that specializes in EMDR. But find someone that maybe like domestic violence, that understands domestic violence, and just take the principles and work through those principles. A lot of them do not understand narcissist abuse and how destructive this is, because it is domestic violence. It's just a person is a narcissist. They have narcissistic personality disorder. You listen to them all the time, Miss Felicia. What will happen if you file for divorce against a narc? Simply, Tosh, make sure you got a plan in place. You know that narc better than anybody else knows that narc. So you've been around that narc long enough to know how that narcissist is going to respond. You might want to make sure that you get with a domestic violence advocate. Talk to the legal team that you have. Your lawyer. If you do it in private, talk to that lawyer. Let them know what you fear, what your concerns are, that you're dealing with domestic violence, because they don't understand narcissist abuse either. So you let them know that you're dealing with domestic violence. Speak to a legal advocate. Speak to a domestic violence advocate. You guys make sure you have a plan. And if you have children, you can't just jump up and leave, because there are laws that govern that mother and father for their rights. They can say that you kidnapped the children, and those of you that are married, you can't just get up and go. In certain states, they do have abandonment laws. They have, and so some of you guys, if you just jump up and leave, you'll set yourself up for failure. Make sure you have a good plan. Make sure you get the legal information that you need for each one of your states. If you need to go into a shelter, some shelters will relocate you and change your identity to protect you. Get information, get resources. You can't just jump up and go. Now, if you are single, you have no ties with them, you have to make sure, because I don't know their personality. We know the game that they play, but I don't know the rest of their personality. And so, Super Mario, are you a female? We're just gonna hide you. Anyway, so okay, he distracted me. Anyway, come on, where my narc slayers at? Come on, y'all. But a Soar and Feather, TMG, where my team at? But like I said, you got to make sure you have a plan in place, because you're dealing with a person that will overthink you, that will outthink you. I don't know, you got some crazy people come on here. What's going on? Just be real, help me out. Soar and Feather, TMG, where you guys at? But anyway, but you guys make sure you have a plan. You make sure you have a plan before you just jump out and just take off running, waving your hands in the air like you just don't care. No, you make sure you have a plan, because they're always thinking, they're always trying to figure out a way to get you back. And if you got kids and if you are married, they'll use that. Thank you. They'll use that against you. You were taking off your earrings. What? Sorry, what kind of earrings you got on? That's good. That's okay. So you guys got any questions? Come on, talk to me. They leave so much destruction behind. Oh, they leave so much destruction behind. My ex-narc was sleeping with my friend. See? Dirty. Yes, he tried to use the children against me. See? Exactly. See? And be prepared in court. Simply, Tosh, for those of you that have children and are going through like court cases, and There might be a delay. But you know, with those of you that are going through like court cases and child support and parenting plans and stuff like that, just be prepared. They'll smear your name. They'll make it seem like your children are starving to death. They got one pair of clothes that they wear once a week. Actually, that's not even abuse. As long as they clean and they're eating, they have a roof over their head. But they'll use anything against you. You know, just be careful. Make sure that you keep record of everything you do. Make sure you keep record of their conversation. For some of you guys, it's better for you guys to just have conversation via email so you can keep track. But these people, they are very devious, and especially remember, child support to them is not about child support. Child support to them is you taking something from them and they got to win. Everything to them is I got to win. You're beating me, and you'll get something or child support or alimony or you know whatever, and they look at it as you won and I'm gonna get you back. So they're constantly thinking. So they'll take you to court, try to wear you out by taking your money, you know, smearing your reputation, all that. You guys be prepared for that. All that. Keep records. Make them write you, text you, email you, or something. They're always doing something. They're always make sure you have witnesses, you know, witnesses that know them for years, as long as you guys been together. Have someone write a character, you know, statement about you, anything, because they do anything. Just be prepared. He's fighting me to stop child support. Nancy, I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. You just make sure you keep all your records that you are caring for your child, and you guys be prepared because they'll lie on their taxes. They'll lie about anything. They make $2 a month, and they could be driving a Lamborghini, but they make $2 a month. Just be prepared. Get legal assistance insurance through your job is very helpful. Thank you, Miss Yvette. That's good. JW says some days are better than others during no contact. I'm 1 month no contact. I have 2 year restraining order which prevents hoovering, but he's been trying to triangulate through my dad. Tell your dad that you don't want to have nothing to do with him. Please do not bring me any messages. You know, just talk to your dad. Let him know that is a relationship between you two. Please don't tell him anything about me, and please don't bring me any information about him. And then go, you know, the people, JW, the people that you got the no contact order, a lot of times is also third party, meaning that if they try to contact you through a third person, I know in Washington is like that. I think if they try to contact you through a third person, that they can get in trouble as well. Let's see. My dad is a narc too, and he's blocked as well. Oh, good. Well, in that case, don't worry about it. Let those two narcs go head to head. Telsha said, that is what my ex-husband new wife is doing to me because she doesn't want her income included in my ex child support. Oh, well, she can lie all she wants to. It'll catch up with them, and they got the IRS. They sure can audit their records. So Telsha, be smart, okay? Be smart. Don't react. Respond. Think before you do anything, okay? Don't let them tick you off, because if he tick you off, you'll react before you respond. He tried to sneak putting away half of his paycheck into his 401k for himself. I know in the state of Washington, it's a community property state. You know, you might want to ask about that because I'm not sure what state you're in. Let's see. Hey, Ms. Nicole. Can you explain your take on gaslighting, smear campaign, and flying monkeys? I wrote very informative posts from my own perception, but I truly value your insight. Well, thank you, Miss Nicole. That is a lot of information. That is a lot of information. I do have videos that talk about gaslighting, smear campaigns, and flying monkeys. Well, flying monkey, you know, that was adopted from the Wizard of Oz, where the flying monkeys are like their entourage. These are people that are in support of the narcissist. You know, they're like their little groupies, and they'll do and they'll support them. They'll even fight on their behalf. The smear campaigns, this is done to deflect off of them. Well, deflect and project onto you. And so, like I was saying a few minutes ago, you know, with the smear campaign, they'll use it to get people's attention off or get people's focus, or like the courts, to get the courts focus off of them. Hold on, Elvis, I'm coming back to answer that. But they'll use that to, like, for example, in the court system, to get the attention, the focus off of them, to get the focus on you. And then the gaslighting, I mean, that's that crazy making. They try to make you feel like you're crazy. How do you prevent financial abuse from a narc you live with? Well, you might have to, I can't give you advice like that because you're still in the situation. If I were you, I would go talk to a financial advisor or separating your accounts. I don't know how that works. So I'm very careful when it comes to marriage and relationships that you're still in. And so because you're still in the relationship, I try to be very mindful and very careful not to give you advice, but talk to a financial advisor or maybe someone in the legal system in order to, to get an idea on what you should do with the financial abuse. It is domestic violence. So you can also talk to a domestic violent advocate. They'll talk to you about it. Elvis, you said, are you free of your narcissist? I am divorced of the narcissist. However, I do have a child with the narcissist. And so the narcissist does hoover me by proxy through the child and smears my name quite often. So I am per se free. I am no contact. I only communicate if I have to concerning the child. However, a narcissist is a narcissist. They never give up. I was a prime source for 22 years. And so, I mean, everything that I teach you guys is stuff that I have to do myself. Was he trying to come back? No. No. Hold on. No. Ew, no. No. I don't know what he was trying to do. He'll hoover whenever he's low on supply. With his new supply, he will hoover until he finds some new supply somewhere else. And then he's quiet. And then you could tell when his supplies run low because he'll hoover again. But he and sometimes hoover just by messages, hoover through his child. So he does hoover quite often, as a facing me face to face. That ain't gonna happen. That won't happen because everything that I teach you guys is stuff that I have to practice too. So I'm not a hypocrite. So let's see. I said no. That's right, Kimberly. No. Thank you, Buzz and B. I went back several times. How do you ignore them? How do I ignore him? Well, I mean, I have no reason to converse with him. So there is no reason for me to converse. My answers are very short. For many of you, you have to practice. Is it gray rocking? Gray rocking, where you take the emotions out. You have to take the emotions out of your responses. Some of you want to go into these elaborate responses and stuff. My answers are very short. Yes, no. So he does not get any fuel out of my responses. Yes, no, okay, this time, that time, whatever. So there is no there's no long conversations. Mine, for me, I've just like you guys, I had to practice it for a while to get the emotions out. I had to get beyond the emotions, of course, but at the same time, the YouTube is too crowded. I believe it. It's probably a little delay in YouTube, so I apologize. Hi, Miss Shirley Summers. How are you doing? Yeah, so you guys have to practice. You got to keep on practicing, okay? Keep practicing until it gets to a point where it don't matter. To me, it doesn't matter. I'm not moved anymore. I'm not moved emotionally. I'm beyond that now. So, I mean, it's sad that I procreated, but at the same time, it is what it is. Kimberly started looking like a lunatic. How do I differentiate between narcissist traits and narcissism? Same thing. Well, if a person it doesn't bother you anymore, good. When Ms. Rhonda may answer that question, you said, when was my breaking point? I'll tell you in just a second. Hold on. So with narcissistic traits, the person still has empathy. You know that they have empathy. You know that they're able to bond. You know that they're still able to love. With narcissism, they don't have the ability to bond. They don't have the ability to, a lot of people do have narcissistic traits. That doesn't make them a narcissist. watching these videos, you'll be able to pick up, you'll be able to solidify once you understand what narcissism is. Once you educate yourself on what narcissism is, then you'll be able to differentiate the difference between just some traits, and because people will have empathy and the actual narcissistic personality disorder. Ms. Rhonda, you said, what was my breaking point? Well, in actuality, I was with this individual, or I was with the individual for 22 years, but the individual was not with me for 22 years. He was basically community property. And like many of you guys, forgive and keep going, forgive and keep going. And a lot of it had to do with the fact that I was also in the military. And so, I was kind of humiliated and embarrassed. I didn't let anybody know what I was going through. And the breaking point the best part is that he was out of town, for an extended period of time. And I began to ask questions about things that I normally don't ask questions about. So he could tell that it was getting to a point where I didn't not care, but it got to a point where, I just refused to, what's the word? I started discovering myself. I had a good mentor. I started discovering myself. I had a good support group, and I started asking questions. And he was a violent person anyway. He's like the Tasmanian devil. And so I started asking questions, and what ended up happening is he tried to call my bluff and asked for a divorce. And I said, okay. And so in my mind, I thought that, like normal, like any other 20 some odd years, just let me give him a break, let him get himself together. But he had already asked another woman to marry him. And so he was living with another woman, pretending to be married to her. And so I found out maybe a year later. And so that was my point where I was like, enough is enough. That's it. And he did want to keep me there, but enough was enough. And I decided that was it and filed for divorce. I couldn't do it no more. And what happened was, I think he was shocked because he didn't expect me to go anywhere, So after all those years, he wanted to pay me back for leaving. And so the story was that he has people believing that he discarded me and that I didn't want him, and that I never forgave and we were never together, and that was not the case. So the new supply knew of me, and whatever he told her, I don't know what he told, I've never met her, whatever he told her, she became a flying monkey. And so she also, and she wants to antagonize me because she doesn't know me. And so she is a flying monkey. So she works with him because of whatever smear campaign he has started. And so, of course, they are, well, she hasn't discovered who she got. To me, it doesn't matter. He's out of my hair. They're together. I could care less. It doesn't bother me anymore. It did in the beginning because it was shocking, but they are together. And to be honest with you, and this is how you know that you have forgiven, when you really hope. We know that narcissists are not going to change. We know that it is a permanent personality disorder. And the way that you know that you have forgiven is when you hope maybe somewhere, maybe he will change for this person before this person is tore up, before this person is so damaged like he did everybody else. And so the way that I knew that I had forgiven is the fact that I hope maybe, everybody has that hope. Maybe you'll change for that person and her children, because he's very abusive. And so I know he's not going to change. I feel really sorry for her, but it is what it is. And so here I am, and I'm teaching you guys about it. That's how you know when you've healed. That's how you know when you've healed, when you don't care and you really feel sorry for. I don't chase her. I don't try to make her feel bad. I don't try to tell her about him or tell him she's never met me before. They've been married for a little while. She's never met me, but she is a flying monkey, and she fights with him over me, and she's basically my shadow walker. She doesn't know who I am, and she thinks about me all the time. But that's why I tell you guys, are they better with the new supply? No. Nope. But that's how you know when you've forgiven. When you've forgiven and you really hope that either she finds out, that she heals, or maybe hopefully he'll change. When we know narcissists are not going to change. See, we know that they're not going to change. So there you go. Now you have my story. You guys keep asking me, so there you go. There you go. Let's see. They do lie to people about you. Absolutely. Oh, he did a whole smear campaign on me, Elvis. So and he still does. No big deal. I don't care. But my tribe knows me. People know my character. I don't try to defend myself. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. And that's how you know that it doesn't matter. Well, thank you for asking, Miss Rhonda. So some people, when you're talking to people, ask them questions to see if they understand what you're going through. I do understand what you guys are going through. And it took a while to get to this point. You know what I mean? It took a while to get to this point. But I'm telling you guys that it is possible. It is possible. Have you thought about writing a book? Michelle Sterling? Oh, my book comes out next month. And it's our story. So my book should be coming out next month. The editors completed it. The publisher now has my book, and so the book will be out. It should be out. Well, I'm going to say it will be out next month in May, and so it is our stories. Ms. Teresa said, wow, no wonder you are so on point about these narcissists. Our stories are so similar with the new supply. I love you, Dr. Carmen. When you talk, I hear everything about me. See? So we all share, similar pain. All of us have been through this pain. Yeah, it's called, no, it's not called Our Stories. No, I can't give you the title yet. You got to wait till the book comes out. So I'm not going to give you guys the title yet. But what I'm telling you that in the book is our stories. It's our stories. I'm not saying your stories, but think about it. We all have similar stories. So when you read the book, you'll be able to find yourself in the book. You will be able to understand. I know, right? Our stories. I should make one. Says somebody need to write a book. Do they go to the same school? No, but they got the same personality disorder. Think about it. Think about kids that have like Down syndrome or people that have Down syndrome. Think about it. If you go, I want everybody when we finish this scope tonight or this Facebook and YouTube, I want everybody to go on. Hey there, Hanya. I want everybody to go to Google and I want you to Google Down syndrome. And then I want you to click on images and I want you to look. You got people from Africa. You got people from Japan and Korea. You got people from Indonesia. You got people from Great Britain, America, all across the globe. But they all have the same features. They all literally look alike. And the same look, they all look alike. Down syndrome, is exactly the same type of, I don't know if it's called, please forgive me. If anybody has any children or family members with Down syndrome, please forgive me for my ignorance. I'm not sure if it's a disorder, is it a medical disorder? I'm not sure. It's a medical, I'm not a medical professional. Is it a medical disorder? I'm not sure. A medical disorder. So please, somebody, teach me. But if you look, they all have the exact same look. They all have this exact, is a defect. Okay, a birth defect. Okay, a birth defect. Thank you so much, Telsha. Please, if anybody has any family with Down syndrome, please, chromosome. Okay, genetic. Okay. So please forgive me for my ignorance. I'm not a medical doctor, so please forgive me for my ignorance, okay? A genetic disorder. But if you look at them, they all have the exact same, they all have the same similarities. They have the exact same facial features. They have the exact same, like if you chromosome 8, see? But they all have the same facial features. They all have the same, and they're so sweet. Oh my gosh. They are so sweet and they're so genuine. You know what I mean? You meet them, they're so genuine. They're so sweet. I think about those that have like autism. See? So Shirley, I didn't know you were a mother, Shirley. Okay, you have a child with autism. And if you look at children with autism, so 47 chromosomes in each cell instead of 46. Oh, okay. Okay. So Michelle, I didn't know you had a child. And so autism, you look at a lot of the children with autism, they have similar traits, right? SH said your strength came out from that relationship because I cannot even imagine you putting up with that. Look at how strong you are now. That's how I feel now. Well, you got to remember too. Well, some things are just not meant to be told publicly. You safeguard family, you safeguard family history, and so, I mean, there's more to my story and where I come from. which is just, you some things you kind of keep personal. It's not meant to be put out. But I do have a history. For those of you, and I did not know. Listen, I did not know that some of you guys were in homeless shelters. I did not know that some of you guys were listening to me, and you guys are living in your cars or in homeless shelters. I am so honored that you guys will come in here and listen to me. I am so honored, and I want you guys to know that I too once was homeless. I was young, I was homeless, and I was ashamed about being homeless. And in my mind, I said, I'm gonna do something for myself, make something for myself. But I mean, I was vulnerable just like the next person, and I got myself into relationships that I didn't think anything of. I had children out of wedlock too. So some of you guys that are ashamed about that, I had children out of wedlock as well. And I went into the military. So when I went into the military, because I had children out of wedlock, uh, Buzzing B, I'm gonna make a comment about HG Tudor, if you guys don't mind. I'm gonna say something about HG Tudor. I mean, yeah, I'm a human being who set myself in a position where I was going to prosper. I was going to make something of myself. I went into the military. I had an awesome military career. I had to end my military career and do a medical retirement because of the fact that I was going to be crippled. They were going to put me in a wheelchair. I was about to lose my ability to walk. And when I was about to lose my ability to walk, I was really hurt about the whole situation, but I was in the military. I was always a domestic violence advocate for people. I tried to help people out, even though I was going through what I was going through. It wasn't until recently that a lot of the soldiers that they're actually on my Facebook. A lot of the soldiers that I soldiered and led and became awesome leaders and educators and professionals. They just recently found out that I was going through domestic violence, and a lot of them did say that they kind of had an idea that I was, but I never displayed it because I was a leader and I was embarrassed. I was ashamed, just like many of you guys. I was ashamed. I was embarrassed. Hey, Miss Yolanda. But yeah, I was ashamed, I was embarrassed, and it made me the greatest advocate to help them through their situation. And so that's why I tell you guys, when I come on and talk to you guys on these videos, I'm not just talking to you guys as a professional, I'm talking to you guys as a survivor. And when I say as a survivor, if the reason why I don't, well, the guy that I was with, he was not a psychopath. He was just a cerebral and somatic narcissist. Um, and hey, Paul. But when I come on and talk to you guys, I talk to you guys from the standpoint of a professional. I talk to you guys from a standpoint of a trauma professional. I talk to you guys from a standpoint of a veteran that led soldiers and understood what it was like to have to deal with people and try to help people in the midst of a broken heart and hurting heart, and the humiliation and the shame. I'm coming to you guys from the perspective of, my children were abused in this situation. I'm coming to you guys from the perspective of I put all that together and I focus my attention on helping you guys get through this too, because I understand where you guys are at. Some of you guys are freshly discarded. Some of you guys have discarded. Some of you guys are struggling with going back and staying no contact. Some of you guys want the narcissist to hoover you. I was in all those situations too. Some of you guys are wanting to hoover. Some of you guys are trying to hoover. Some of you guys are losing weight and trying to look pretty all to get hoovered. So yes, some of you guys, and so I've been there. And so I don't come to you guys to condemn you or make you feel bad about it. I'm just helping you through your process. I am thankful that you guys are here with me on this YouTube channel so that you will allow me to help you in your process, to be there to support you guys. Obviously, I can't see you guys. You see me, I don't see you, unless you got a picture up there. So I don't see you guys. You see me all the time. And so I try to do, I love to laugh. One thing I love to do, I'm going to laugh. So if you ever meet me, you better be on point because I'm going to laugh. We're going to laugh about something. We're going to laugh together. We're going to laugh. We're going to find something to laugh about. You can tell by the way I tell the videos because I know that laughter is sometimes good. It breaks the monotony. And when you're hurting really, really bad, sometimes if a person can make you smile and make you laugh, it'll just give you some hope. Because if you can laugh or you can smile for a minute, it'll give you some hope. You know what I mean? And so I'm just telling you guys, I've been there. I've done that. I make these videos because my heart is out to help you guys and to get you through a process. I wish I could see you guys. I wish I could see you guys. And eventually I will be traveling, and hopefully I get to meet you guys, as we come through the towns or wherever you guys, if you want to send me for me and you want me to come speaking engagement. Now, I don't travel for free because I got bills to pay. Come on, let's keep it real. I'm gonna give you guys everything that I can, and I'm gonna make sure that you guys are taken care of. But mama got bills to pay. I got somebody to feed at my house. We eats, and I got a big old. I would put the cat on the camera. I got a big old fat cat that like to eat too, and so mama got to pay bills. And so I don't travel for free, y'all. I don't do this for free. I do come on YouTube and I do it for free, but I got bills to pay. You go tell the landlord if you want to. Well, just let me give you some videos. It don't work that way, okay? Well, I'm just a nice person. Can you? No, there's no hookup. You got to pay bills, y'all. And I am a professional that created my own business. So that's why I tell you guys, you can take this pain and you can create something with this pain. I took something and I built something. And so I built a private practice because my heart went out to those people that need help. I built a private practice. I started the YouTube videos. I wrote a book. My book should be published next month. So hopefully you guys will get my books. Those of you, I think someone came on and asked me, they asked me when I needed hope, you and Apostle Helen offered hope. Thank you. You are so welcome, SH. That is my mentor. I love her. She was there with me when I went through what I went through. She was there when I did not look like this. She was there when I came out the military and I was in, y'all believe it or not, I was wearing my Air Force Ones. I was wearing my windbreaker Nike sweatsuit. I had my hair pulled back in my bun and I did not wear makeup. And that's how she met me. And I was a thug in my heart. And she brought out the woman. She brought out the young lady in me. But I was always a professional. And so, but I took this pain and I started, laughing. That's right. Hey there, Miss Stacy. But I took this pain and I created something. I created my own business. I was not going to let a narcissist tell me what I can and cannot do. I knew that the narcissist was jealous. I knew that the narcissist was competitive. That let me know that I had some qualities, and I took that pain and I reversed it. I opened up my own private practice. I wrote a book. I'm putting together, and I think someone on here, one of the ladies on here on one of the videos, she asked me to give you guys, she would like for me, and it's very sweet of her, to let you guys know where you can give. And so I do have a community tab, and I think I put it on the community tab where you can give. If you would like to give, I'm working on my next project now, and my next project, I'm writing a book so that I can begin webinar training. And the book, the book is more detailed. The first book that I wrote is the experiences. So you don't feel like you are crazy. You don't feel like, you're the only person that went through this. There are a lot of stories. You're so welcome, Ray Khan. There are stories in there, and I guarantee you can find yourself somewhere in that book. And I want you to know that you're not crazy. So that first book that I wrote that should be published next month is so you guys know that that you're not crazy. Your experiences are real, and it's our stories. The next book that I'm working on right now is the book that I would like to start doing the webinars on. I want to take you guys through a training process. I switched back into the role of being a first sergeant in the United States Army, and I want to train you guys up, train and lead the troops so that you guys can go and spread the information and get this information out there to people so that they don't have to go through this, or they'll understand what they're going through. We need to get it into the court systems. We need to get it into the counseling system. We need to get it into curriculum. Some of you guys work in the judicial system. Some of you guys work in the medical field. Some of you, wherever you guys are working, we need to get this information out to bring awareness to the type of individual, because a lot of people, some of you guys who in here is studying law, some of you guys are studying law. We need people in family law that are actually able to go and bring this information into family law so you'll understand what the narcissist is doing to these women and men when they get into the court systems. You guys need to be trained. Judges need to be trained. Lawyers need to be trained. Therapists need to be trained that this is just not normal type of abuse. This is abuse by a narcissist. It is very devious. You just don't throw it studying law here in New Zealand. Go ahead, Kiri. You can tell I'm old school. Go ahead, Kiri. So, but some of you guys, whatever field you guys are in, wherever your passion is at, wherever your passion, some of you guys want to be advocates. Some of you guys want to be legal advocates, law professors, teachers, wherever. You guys need to get as much information as you can to take it to the field of where you're going. That's what we need to do. And so my next book that I'm writing, I'm working toward putting more information out there to help you understand how these people operate. And so with this book, this is the book that I want to create, the webinars. And so you can do, I'm going to have paid webinars where you can actually come and because I think somebody asked me before, I don't know whether they were being ugly or they were being serious, but they asked me what my credentials are. So I don't know if they were being ugly when they asked the question or if they were being serious. They just wanted to know. I mean, I would want to know too what your credentials are while you up here calling yourself doctor. What kind of doctor are you? You know, you a soul, a love doctor. What are you? So for those, I don't recall who it was who asked me, but yes, I am not a psychologist. I hold a doctor of education in counseling psychology with an emphasis on counselor education and supervision. I am a clinical supervisor here in the state of Washington. So I am my education is that of a researcher and a professor in a college. I do hold a master's degree in marriage and family therapy, and so my license, but I'm licensed as a mental health professional. My education is in marriage and family therapy, so I do understand the dynamics and learn the theories that go along with that. But I'm a licensed mental health counselor. I'm also a certified trauma professional and a certified life coach. Really, the certification for life coach is not something that they really, is not mandated. For those of you that are wanting to become life coaches, I do highly recommend getting trained. If you're not, because of the fact that I was in the military, I had 10 years experience, the 10 years that I was within the leadership. I had the 10 years because not only was I a trainer, but I also became a trainer of trainers. And so in the military, we call it counseling. It was non-clinical counseling, but we were coaches. We were life coaches. We were professional coaches and financial coaches. So that's what we did in the military. Then coming out the military, that's when I did English here. You guys speak English. English, por favor. No entiende español. So when I came out the military, that's when I did the my clinical. I worked under a paralegal. Go ahead, Miss Jennifer. See, you got to get this education. You got to get this education. But so I was trained under a psychiatrist, and I worked in a medical. Okay. He said something crazy, Gabe. Thank you. But so I was trained under a psychiatrist in a medical facility dealing with mental health. And so the psychiatrist was the one who taught me, how to differentiate or how to request information for those of you in the medical field to request information concerning medical versus mental health and how to tell the difference. And thank you, Just Real. And then also how to, differentiate or how to request information. So that's how she also taught me how to do the mental health assessments, the diagnosis and the treatment plans. And so that's how I do when I do the intakes, when I do assessments. And so for the individual that asked me that question, hopefully I just answered your question that I am qualified to do what I do. I'm also a public speaker. And for those of you that do not know, some of you do know, not everybody does know because of the fact that I use the YouTube channel for the purpose of clinical. So I focus more on the mental health clinical side, and I leave it to my mentor to deal with the biblical and the Christian, the spiritual side of narcissism. But I'm also a licensed minister under Apostle Helen Sadler. So I am a preacher. So for those of you that want to know, I am a licensed minister under the auspices of Apostle Helen Sadler of Into His Chambers Global Ministries. However, when I come on the YouTube and Facebook, I come and I focus on the psychological aspect of it, because think about it. If I'm in my clinical setting, Insurance companies do not hire me to preach to people. That's not what they hire me for. They want the education that I was educated. So I use wisdom and I educate people and I provide them with counseling that I learned in school. And so I don't try to mix the two together. If you ask me a question, I will give you an answer, but I always refer everyone back to my mentor for so that she teaches on the spiritual and biblical aspect of the narcissist. So please go to her her YouTube channel. It is Helen Sadler. It is Destiny Helper, and she will be able to answer those questions. So please get her numbers up so that we can get the information out, because she is a dynamic teacher, and this is who taught me how to teach. This is, she taught me because she travels all across the nation. She travels all across the world. She is world known, and she travels all across the country. She travels out of country, international, and this is my mentor. So many times when I am traveling, I'm not traveling for myself. I'm traveling in support of her, with me, along with other members of the ministry. And so it's Helen Sadler, Helensaddler, and it's Destiny Helper. So please, when you guys get an opportunity, go to her YouTube channel. And I know many people are not Christians. I get it. And she understands that as well. She will let you know that she is a pastor. She is the senior pastor, the presiding prelate. That's what that is, of this ministry that we're in. And she has other ministry and other leaders under her that she trains. She has a large ministerial team there as well that she, hey there, Rodilio, but she trains. And so for those that have questions, those of you that are not believers, I get it. Just take the principles out of what she says, because she does say the same thing. She understands that not everybody is a believer, but she gives you the principles. Take the principles out, and then she tells you to apply it to the way that you learn, or what your belief is. And so that's how we separate the two. I send people over to her, and I focus on the clinical aspect. So when I give you information, I base it on clinical. And so there you go. So someone asked me to elaborate and to explain, and so there you go. I elaborate and explain. So having said all that, I want you to know that if I can do it, you can do it. And I started off as homeless. I was in a homeless shelter in Birmingham, Alabama, named Rose. It's Bread and Roses, and it was right down the street from Alabama University in Birmingham. I had just went to visit the school with my school, and I was going to apply for that college because I wanted to be a nurse. I ended up being pregnant, and then ended up being homeless. I almost lost the baby, but I was in a homeless shelter. And from the homeless shelter, another child later, I have three. I also have three grandchildren. And so I look where I have come. So if you believe in yourself, and if you can take this pain and use this pain to help launch you forward, it can happen for you. If it happened for me, it can happen for you. That's why I don't like excuses. I understand that everybody has been through it, and I know you're hurting, and I try to be very sensitive to those you're hurting, because I have been there as well. When my mentor, when it happened to me, my mentor, I'm kind of a tough cookie, and she's ex-military too. She's a veteran, and she looked at me and she said, "He just don't want you." Start crying. But I'm glad she was very straightforward with me. That straightforwardness and then pushing me forward is what got me to where I am now. And so you guys look for a good mentor, look for a good counselor, hang in there with me. You have people that are on YouTube. I like Quinn Holiday. I like Angie Atkinson. You got Sarah Speaks. You have Melanie Tonya Evans. You have Little Shaman. You have all these people. Thank you, Miss Brenda. Thank you so much. But see, now you guys know something about me. So I wanted to share that with you guys, because I know I have a lot of people that inbox me. I have a lot of people that ask me, number one, what are my credentials? And number two, I have a lot of people that always ask me, have I been with a narcissist? So I wanted to share that story with you guys and let you guys know, if I can do it, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Okay. So I've made it through, and I still have to maintain because yes, I have a child, and so yes, the things that I teach you guys, I do have to. I'm not a hypocrite. I do have to, and I have a mentor as well, and so I have someone that I can talk to when I need someone to talk to. Okay, so hopefully this has helped you guys this evening. I'm so sweet and calming, am I? Thank you so much. Oh, I think Buzzing B, you wanted me because I said I was going to. Let's see. Before Find You, I binge watch HG and Quinn. Okay, Buzzing B. Oh, there was a comment that I was gonna make. Okay, so I know I had someone come on, and remember I told you guys, and some of you guys know what I'm talking about now. Yeah, turn pain into power. Exactly. Um, you said you knew something special about you. Your calling make you stand out. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Just Be Real say HG has triggered me sometimes. I also watch AH Mahari. I'm gonna go look that up. Just discovered your channel 10 minutes ago. Oh, thank you. You say psychopath and a narc are the same. No, I didn't say psychopath and narc is the same. No, when you talk about a malignant narcissist is a narcissist that has narcissistic personality disorder and also has antisocial personality disorder. So that was formerly known as psychopath or sociopath. So a malignant narcissist is one that has both disorder, antisocial personality disorder and narcissistic personality disorder. It's not one and the same, but when you put it together, when they have both disorder, that's what they consider the malignant narcissist. That's what a malignant narcissist is, one with both of those disorders. One of the things when you were talking about HG Tudor, some of you say that you are triggered by him. Think about it for just a minute. HG Tudor is telling you how he's a greater narcissist. He's telling you how the narcissists think, right? We all agree to that. He's telling you how they think. He's telling you how his kind, how they think, how they operate. And a lot of people, like, I've learned a lot from him and everything. Well, first of all, we know that he's still a narcissist, right? He's a narcissist. Oh, thank you, Shayla. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you so much. Thank you, Miss Brenda. Remember that he's still a narcissist. Number one, his name is actually not H.G. Tudor. He's hiding behind a persona. You never see his picture, right? And if you actually listen to him, for those of you that are learning to fine tune your ears, as you are healing from this abuse, as you are learning more, remember the no contact is lifting that fog off of you. It's fine tuning your ears. If you actually fine tune your ears when you're listening to him, he's mocking the people that are listening. I don't know if some of you guys have caught it or not, but he mocks the listeners. He's giving you the information, but he's a narcissist. He is what he is. And he mocks the listener. He's mocking you as he's telling you. He's not going to show his face. He's not going to tell you his real name. And what he says is he works for the government. He might not, right? He said his girlfriend doesn't know who he is either, because he's got to be able to continue doing what he's doing without anybody ever finding out who he is, right? Remember, a narcissist has a low sense of self-worth, but he's actually also told you that he was raised, I think, by a narcissistic mother or father. So he has been severely wounded. He has no self-esteem. He has no self-worth. He has no sense of identity himself. He identifies himself. He knows who he is. But if you actually listen, he's mocking the listeners. He says, I don't get my major fuel from you guys. No, think about it. Remember what I'm teaching you guys. Everything that they say, flip it around the other way and he'll tell you. Even though he's telling you what they do, flip it around and he's telling you. I don't really get a lot of fuel from this. This is not where I get fuel from. Yes, he does. When you listen to him do these interviews with a lot of people that are doing interviews with him and everything, he mocks them as well. Listen to him. He is a narcissist. He's giving good information, don't get me wrong. But you also got to understand, remember, there's some videos that I did about the frequency that they release. They release, and I think my mentor called it like this demonic mist, this mist. That's that fog that we were talking about. It's that fog that they release. And they confuse you. Some of you guys are mesmerized by his voice. Yeah, remember I told you Mowgli, the snake that hypnotizes you? He's doing the exact same thing. Guten Morgen from Deutschland. Thank you. But you got to remember, just like remember, we talk about all the experiences we've been through. He's doing the exact same thing, except you don't see him. You're mesmerized, and it's almost like you are being hypnotized by his voice. Most people like his voice is so soothing. His voice is evil, but he's telling you. So everything that you're learning on here is everything that he's doing. And most people are like, oh my gosh, he's great, and he helped me move, and I talked to him, and you giving him exactly what he's looking for, fuel. That's exactly what he's looking for. And then if you actually listen, he also talks about the fact that he was forced into counseling, and he was given a choice that his family, certain family members were either gonna, he was literally going to be put in prison, or he had a choice to go to the doctor. So ask yourself this question. Now I know that's in England, but if you ask about it for just a minute, we're talking about HG Tudor. But if you think about it for just a minute, why would your family give you a choice? I'm going to have you arrested and put you in prison versus go to the doctor. Then when you go to the doctor, the doctor's telling you to journal. But really what they're doing is, because narcissists will never be cured. So what he's doing is getting the maximum fuel. This man is making money, and it sounds good, and he is giving you good information, and you get on there, absolutely right. But if you can't beat him, join him, right? So guess what he did? He joined us. He ain't joined me, but he joined us. So he's doing the same thing that the people on YouTube are doing. Yeah, he does. He throws shade a lot. Yeah. You got to remember, you're dealing with a narcissist. What are you learning about the narcissist? The next time you listen to him, listen to him. He's mocking you. He throws shade. He laughs at you. Think about it. And the best way to do it, and guess what? He's not just teaching you guys. He's training up narcissists. He's training up his kind. Think about what you're dealing with. Hey, Miss Michelle. But think about what he's doing. Yeah, it's evil. But think about what he's doing. He's training up his own kind. Thank you. I don't know who Snafu is. Thank you. So think about it for just a minute. Did that make sense to you guys? Tell me if I'm wrong, okay? Buzz and B, you don't see him mocking? So that lets me know you're not totally healed yet. If you don't catch him mocking you yet, how are you doing, beautiful lady? Yeah, he's training the narcissist. He's training his kind. If you don't catch it yet, that means you're not there yet. Keep on listening to the videos. Keep on getting it into your system to get this narcissistic mist out of your mind. Get this fog lifted off of you. And he's got that smug tone. Yeah, he's a narcissist. He's a grandiose, high-ranking, greater narcissist. Yeah. He probably going to watch it. Yeah, he probably will. Who knows? Who cares? But like I said, he's getting fuel out of this. People are giving him fuel. He's giving him what he wants. If you can't beat him, join him. Good. You don't have to listen to him, Glenda. Those of you that are still being triggered, you're not there yet. I doubt it. I'm not that relevant to him. He's the narc daily bread. Yes, he is. Absolutely, Gail. Yes. So he has a cool accent. Well, who my British family on here? Where my UK people at? False superiority. Exactly. Sam Vaknin is also a narcissist. He's training them up to fall because God will not be mocked. He will make your enemy your footstool. Yup. Hey, Miss Shelley. Hey, Lynn. Thank you so very much again and again. You are so welcome. Did that make sense to you guys? Did that make sense? So the next time, just think about what we talk about on these videos. He's getting exactly what he's looking for. He's a greater narcissist. That's what they do. And he's good at what he does. So, all right, you guys. Now, once again, I done did it again because I care about you guys. Yes, it makes a lot of sense. After a few bucks, I felt the need to not want to read them anymore. The books become repetitive after a while, but initially the books helped my process along with Dr. Well, thank you. Well, I guess it depends, but I received a lot of insight that I needed. Yeah, you're going to get a lot of information, of course. Yeah, he's going to give you a lot of information. Don't get me wrong. He's going to give you a lot of information. Yeah, of course. After a while, though, you'll be able to tell that you're healing because eventually he's going to start getting on your nerves. That's how you know you're starting to heal. Now, a lot of, yeah, he gives good information. Don't get me wrong. He does give good information. But after a while, what you'll notice is he's going to start getting on your nerves. And when he starts getting on your nerve, you're going to notice, something has changed about me. Something, because they draw you in. So when he starts getting on your nerve, you'll know, something has changed. Does that make sense, you guys? That's why I don't want to listen. See, there you go. You have a blessed week too, Stacy. Thank you so much. Good night to you too, JW. But you can get that info from someone who's not disordered. Absolutely. That's right. He annoyed you. See? There you go. He annoyed you. In New Zealand, we have a term for strong, powerful women. Mana Wahini. I have such respect for your strength. You are Mana Wahini. I like that, Narc Warrior. That is pretty. Mana Wahini. Hold on, let me write that down. I might have to get a t-shirt, Miss Curie. Hold on. Let me write that down. Let me write it down. I like the way that sounds. Let me write that down. That sounded really pretty. I might have to get a t-shirt. Let's look. It says Mana. Did I say it right? Wahini. Miss Curie, did I say that right? We all need to get a shirt. He reminded me of the ex-narc demon. You are so welcome, Sharice. I listened to 5 minutes of him and his voice got on my nerves. See, Luba, told you. So you can kind of tell when he starts getting on your nerves, you're like, oh, something has changed in you. It gives you time. Miss Curie, did I say that right? Mana Wahini? I might have to get me a shirt. I might come on here with a cap on that says Mana Wahini. I like that. That's pretty. Well, you guys, it's time to go, you guys. It's time for me to take the makeup off and go lay in the bed. What's his name? Who, Mimi, who I was just talking about? The person I was just talking about was HG Tudor. You thought he was just acting? A lot of it sounds... sometimes if you listen to him, you can tell when he's being dramatic. He's being really, really dramatic because it fascinates people. They're so fascinated by him and he loves it. You are so welcome, Buzzing Bee. We will buy one. You'll buy one? We got to get Kiri to get the t-shirts made. Mana Wahini sounds nice. The narc dissociated when he raged. It was deliberate. Can you talk on this more? Well, Miss Snowflake, I will talk on it this week. But I'm getting ready to get off. If a person has dissociative disorder, that's one thing as well. Is midnight in Minnesota? Well, good night, Miss Jennifer. But I will talk about it more this week, okay? We'll talk about some dissociation. You're so welcome, Miss Mimi. Christine Wilder, good night. Good night, you guys. You are so welcome. My sister makes t-shirts also. Does she? That you are so welcome. Let's see. You are so welcome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Miss Kiri, you still there? Where you at, Miss Kiri? Did I say that right? It's Mana Wahini. It sounds almost Hawaiian. Mana Wahini. All right, you guys. I'm getting ready to get off, okay? It's time for me to get in the bed. Thank you so much, Miss Yolanda. You got my phone number, right? I gave you my phone number. Miss Shayla, you are so welcome. Thank you so much. So you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Make sure I'll be back. You're so welcome, Miss Rhonda. I will be back. It's after 1 on the East Coast. Oh, yeah, you guys are 3 hours ahead. So thank you guys so much. Some of you guys are coming on, and it's really, really, really late. And I thank you guys so much for being here with me. Thank you, guys. I'll be back on Tuesday. Okay, you gonna call me? If I don't answer the phone, text me. Let me know it's you. Still trying to tell the difference between the mid-lesser and the greater narcissist. Go listen. I think I did some videos on that, right? Miss Kiri, yes, you said it right. Mana is power. Wahini is woman. Go, girl. I like that. We all have Mana Wahini deep inside. Power woman. So it's a powerful woman. I like that, girl. I might have to get me a t-shirt. Hey, all you Mana Wahinis on here. It means power woman. It's a powerful woman. We're going to have to get us a t-shirt, y'all. Mana Wahini. Miss Carrie, shoot, you can make some money off of us. Mana Wahini, power. Let me write that down. I like that. Power woman. Do I look like a power woman? I need to get my bracelets on. Yeah, woman. I like that. I got it. Watch. I'm going to get a t-shirt. Watch what I tell you. All right, you guys. You want one too? I know, right? We're going to get us some shirts. We're going to get it. I'm going to tell you guys where I get my shirt from, and then you guys can order a shirt from the same place, okay? But we're going to get some Mana Wahinis. And we got to get, well, okay, Miss Curie, so what is a powerful man? Because we have some gentlemen on here that are also survivors of narcissist abuse. So if Mana Wahini is powerful woman, then what is powerful man? What is powerful man? And so for all you guys, stay tuned. I'll be back on Tuesday. Good night to you too, Miss Shara. So I'll be back on Tuesday with all the pre-recorded videos. So I pre-record Tuesday through Friday. And then I'll be back live. Okay, so next week I might not be able to come on live because I will be at a retreat. And that's the last day of the retreat. So I have to go out of town. So there's a possibility I may not be able to come on live next Sunday, you guys. So, excuse me. So what I'll do is I'll pre-record something just to let you guys know that I'm thinking about you guys and to get you guys started throughout the week. But stay tuned. I'll be back Tuesday through Friday. As I get more information on my book, because it is with the production team, I will let you guys know. Please support me. Someone asked me to provide you guys with information because they wanted to give into my program. If you go to the community tab, I have a Cash App listed, and I'll go put my PayPal on there as well if you guys would like to use my PayPal and you would like to donate. And I'll let you know that recommend a video maybe, please. Okay, you tell me what you want. But tell me what you want, I'll do it. But if you guys would like to give, I will use that. Whatever you guys give, I'm going to use that to create the webinar out. You guys remember, it takes money to create all of this. So especially when you're paying for a production of a book and editing and all that, that's money. And even with the webinars and another book, you guys know if you guys have written a book and you guys are doing this, it does cost money. And so I know someone asked me to make sure that I provide information if you would like to give. So go to my community tab. I got my Cash App on there. But what I'll do is I'm going to put my business on my PayPal account on there for you guys. Just give me, if I don't do it tonight, I'll do it in the morning. I'll put my PayPal if you prefer to give through PayPal. If you want to donate money, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys, and I will use that to create the next program so that I can provide webinars to people. This has helped strengthen you, help you guys strengthen, help you learn, and I will bring it to you from a professional standpoint. And the next book hopefully will be available at the same time that I do the webinar, so you can follow along with the webinar, but it's going to give you insight to understand how these people function, okay? Thank you so much. Yeah, there's so much involved in book production. You ain't lying. Y'all been working on this book, and they had this book for about 2-3 years now. And I said, let me get this done and get this over with. You wish you were a fly on the wall with him and his new woman? No, you don't. Girl, you good to be out of there. Well, thank you so much, Nat. I appreciate you guys. Hey, I appreciate you guys. I really enjoy coming and talking to you guys. Thank you so much for giving me feedback and letting me know. You guys are telling me your step and your process and what you guys, how you guys are healing. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so, so, so much. This is Kevin at the Royal. We also have biblical knowledge and is narcissist survivor for the men. What is his name? Kevin at the Royal. Okay, let me write it down so I can look. Kevin at the Royal. Kevin at the Royal. Okay. So you guys, also you guys make sure you go to my mentor's YouTube. And her name is Helen Sadler, Destiny Helper. So Helen Sadler, Destiny Helper, you guys go to her YouTube channel. She comes on live Tuesday through Saturday. So I pre-record. She comes on live. And so you guys can catch her live and ask her whatever question. A lot of you guys are over there. I see you guys when you're over there. I usually come and watch it afterward. But I see a lot of you guys over there. So you guys are asking some really good questions. I love it. So just make sure you go subscribe to her channel, Helen Sadler. and it's Destiny Helper. Make sure you subscribe to her channel. If you go to my community tab, you'll see her link on there as well, okay? And thank you so much. You already know what's about to happen. You don't have to be a fly. Oh, I know, right? Shirley said that you don't have to be a fly on the wall. You already know what's going to happen because you've already been through it. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate your time. Thank you guys. I know it was late. I know it was late. You guys are always sticking in there with me. Thank you so much for following me. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and then hit the bell. Thank you so much, TMG. I'm going to call you tomorrow. But make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell so you know whenever I upload, okay? I can never catch her live. Who? Oh, because she comes on real late, and I think you're 2 hours ahead of us. Because I think you're, I know you told me what state. You're 2 hours ahead, so by the time she comes on, it's usually between. Hold on, let me think. Between 1 and 3 in the morning. So for you, that's anywhere between 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning when she usually comes on. So thank you guys for joining me. You guys have a awesome, awesome night. Thank you so much.